Hello everybody, I'm Zoe Kohler, your host here at Door County News Now. We have a special guest here today to share with you all about a tiny terror that may be lurking in your backyard. Take it away, Zoe. Hi, Zoe here, Door County resident and Gypsy moth aficionado. If you pay attention to the trees, perhaps you already know the culprit in question. You're probably picturing this guy, right? Which is correct. That is a gypsy moth. However, the real trouble comes from this guy, the gypsy larva. They start out here, in an egg mass with all of their brothers and sisters. In the springtime, they emerge and commence eating. That's most of what they do. Eat, sleep, poop, and spread. Which brings us to this. Some of the gypsy larvae, right after hatching, will hang from their host trees on thin, silken threads. Many people think that at this stage, the gypsy moths are harming the tree, killing the branch they hang from like the evil gypsy moths they are, destroying our forests tree by tree, branch by branch. But this is actually false. Hanging from these silken threads is just one way the gypsy larvae spread. Their lightweight bodies can be caught by the wind and carry distances of up to a mile away. They can also hitch rides on people, cars, and other animals to new locations. Wherever they end up, I promise you, they will eat. A lot. Which is the problem. Each egg mass contains anywhere from 50 to 1,500 eggs, each of which will hatch a gypsy larva. Each gypsy larva will grow to consume more than a square yard of leafage. At times when these pest populations are at their highest, which occurs every third year, it is noticed that they seem to cover almost every square inch of the trees. With all of those caterpillars rustling around up there, their poop literally rains down from the branches. Not ideal for that picnic you had planned under the great oak tree. With plentiful caterpillars, each with a voracious appetite, trees are quite literally stripped of their foliage. Trees become stunted and even die when they do not have suitable leafage to sustain themselves. Due to this, gypsy moths have contributed to immense deforestation, deeming themselves one of the two most invasive species in all of North America. Gypsy moths aren't picky. They'll eat leaves from nearly any tree they can get to. Oak, apple, basswood, birch, willow, cedar, pine, or spruce, none are safe from the wrath of the gypsy moth. When trees are harmed, this results in negative effects on air quality, as well as the loss of homes for animals who rely on the trees for protection. In essence, the gypsy moth is a minuscule menace who may go unnoticed. A big thank you to our guest for sharing this insight. Who knew gypsy moths were such a terror? Now we go to Zoe in the field. Thanks, Zoe. I'm Zoe here in the beautiful Door County. As you can see, it's snowing right now as we have a temperature of 25 degrees Fahrenheit. You can expect a high of 27 and a low of 22 degrees today, but don't let this fool you. This has still been a month of record high temperatures. Even on this cool day, we are 2 degrees above the historical average of 23 degrees Fahrenheit, according to Whisk Online, for a typical December day. Our climate is warming here in Door County just like the rest of the world. If we wish to preserve this environment for generations to come, we must act now. By converting carbon dioxide to oxygen, trees are doing their part to combat climate warming emissions. However, these very trees are being defoliated by gypsy moths, decreasing their effectiveness. For more on how we can combat these tiny larvae causing big problems, back to Zoe in the newsroom. After all of this gypsy moth talk, you may be wondering, well, what can I do? If you don't wish to cover up a pest problem with a pesticide problem, you have options other than spraying your trees. The first of which is to promote a predator population. These include deer mice, birds such as chickadees and cuckoos, and insects such as daddy longlegs spiders, beetles, and stink bugs. All of these contribute to gypsy moth population control. If you're worried about individual trees on your property, you can form a barrier against the gypsy moths by placing a band around the tree trunk made of duct tape and coating it in Vaseline. You create a trap that will inhibit the gypsy moth larvae from climbing to the tops of the trees, eating the leaves, thus protecting your trees. Well, that looks like all the time we have for now. Till next time!